As part of Toscanini's anti-fascist crusade, Jan Peerce was chosen to sing in the 1943 film Hymn of the Nations. Verdi's score had been written for Garibaldi Day to honor Italy's struggle against foreign domination. Toscanini, the son of a soldier under Garibaldi, conducted Jan Peerce, the son of Russian immigrants, who expresses to a world at war Verdi's themes of liberty and freedom.
Una migrante schiera di navi remigar per l'acque degli ampi oceani ed affollarsi tutte verso il magico tempio ed in quel tempio spargere a mille partenzosi miracoli del genio. E fu più un giorno che passò furiando quel bieco fantasma della guerra. Allora udissi un cozzar d'armi, un saettar di spade, un tempestar di carri e di corsieri, un grido di trionfo e un urlante eccola ove fumò di sangue il campo di battaglia, un luttuoso campo santo levarsi e un'eregia di preghiere, di pianti e di
I was too heavy for light work. I was too light for heavy work. The Broadway people said I belong in the opera. The operatic people said I belong on Broadway. This one said the musical. The other one said go down to the Jefferson Theater, go into the mountains, play with an orchestra, sing in Lakewood. You know, everybody had a job somewhere else for me. But when he sort of put a stamp on me, people began to say, hey, wait a minute. And then I began to sing. So that prompted me becoming very serious about the opera.
In 1938, Jan Peerce made his operatic debut as the Duke in Verdi's Rigoletto with the Columbia Opera Company. At first, he turned the opportunity down because he was ashamed of how he'd look in red tights. But with a Sir Francis Drake collar, pointed beard, and mustache, even Jan realized that perhaps he was quite dashing after all. One local critic remarked of Jan's otherwise unnoticed debut, opera would seem to be his happy hunting ground.
You know, my affiliation with Toscanini was a great one. Not only because of what he did for me in honoring me, but what he taught me. And his favorite expression to all his singers, he would strive, he was a stickler for words. Parole, parole, parole. He used to say the word, the tone will come.
Diction.
Diction, and the tone will come. How true. And no matter if you're singing in Italian, French, Yiddish, English.
And on the violin, it's called articulation. Every note shall be articulated.
I was hoping you'd say something.
It's exactly that.
Dei miei pollenti spiriti, il giovanile ardore.
This aria from La Traviata always meant a great deal to Jan. He made his debut at the Met in the role of Alfredo in La Traviata. It was also the first opera that he recorded with Toscanini.
Io voglio te io vivo quasi in ciel, da chi che disse vivere, io voglio a te fedel. Ah sì, dell'universo inevole, io vivo quasi in ciel, io vivo in ciel dell'universo immemore, io vivo quasi in cielo, io vivo quasi in cielo, io vivo quasi in cielo.
The doors of the Metropolitan Opera House opened to Jan in 1941 when the Met's leading tenor, Tito Schipa, chose to return to fascist Italy. Jan's contract guaranteed him no less than 5 principal roles per season. The boy alto who wanted to be a cantor had grown up to become one of opera's leading tenors.
And I'll never forget, I did my audition at the Met. And I think I'm the only man who ever did an audition at the Met who did an encore. They said, Mr. Peerce, do you know the tenor part of Rigoletto? I said, sure. Can you sing the Questa Quella for us? Sure. And Werner Bass, who was my accompanist at the time, he played and sang it. Can you sing for us just the tenor part of the duet of the second act, Il Sol dell'Anima? Sure. Sang it. B flat, I'm not finished. How about Parmi vede le lagrime? Oh, yeah, sure. Sang it. And how about La Donna Immobile? Sang it. And how about the tenor part of the quartet? Sang it. Do you know Una furtiva lagrima?
Oh.
Sure. Sang it for them. I said, may I go now? Just a moment, please. If you're not too tired, could you repeat Una furtiva lagrima? So I said to my accompanist, to Warner, I said, you know, this is the first time that a guy has to do an encore. And I sang it for them again. When I got through, there was Issac. He was there at the audition, of course. He came running out to me on stage, and he said, put his arms around me, and he said, you know something? This is a Friday. Go home. Wish you a good Shabbos. Make kiddush, eat gefilte fish. You remember the Metropolitan Opera.
On November 29th, 1941, when Jan Peerce made his Metropolitan Opera debut, a music critic proclaimed him the all-American successor to the greats of opera's almost extinct golden age. Not only did Mr. Peerce sing well, observed Jerome D. Boehm of the New York Herald Tribune, but more surprisingly, he acted well, too. I'll never forget him as Alfredo in La Traviata. As the Duke in Rigoletto. Was Cavadossi in Tosca. As Rodolfo in La Bohème. And in many other leading roles. With the Met, he sang 205 performances in 11 operas, as well as 119 performances on tour.
Recitar mentre preso dal delirio
television brought the tenor with a golden voice to the masses. While he was a master of the operatic aria, he was also a favorite of countless fans who had never seen him perform in the concert hall.
La rara di bianco vestita, già l'uscio di schiudi al razzol, di già